Hi there, join our exclusive WhatsApp community to learn more about cyber GRC.
With our Alexa as a team, what could go wrong with your Alexa? Let's see what you guys think. Let's go. What do you think? What could go wrong with our Alexa? Let's see potential threat, hackers. Alexa could be compromised. They could be hacked. I don't know if you guys followed the news some months back. There was allegedly Alexa was listening to people's information and it's determining what you're doing. So there was the potential of a class action lawsuit because of that, right? So these are things that are real that people are really worried about. So next thing, what is the likelihood something bad would happen with your Alexa? Welcome to the Gainesville project right now. So we're excited to tell you a little bit about what we have seen in Gainesville that made it a big choice. So I'm here to give you a good insight on why Gainesville is a big investment opportunity for us. Top on the list right now, there's a lot of expansion in terms of infrastructure at the moment. So highways like 35 is expanding with tons of millions of dollars right now being spent on the expansion project. We have Highway 82, another amazing expansion project going on right now. Gainesville is very close to some strategic cities right now. Sherman is going to be home to about 30-something billion dollar investment through the Semiconductor Chip Act. So it's insane. And as we speak right now in Gainesville, we have over 1,000 homes being built right now in Gainesville to accommodate people, workers that are coming from Sherman to live in Gainesville. So it's just an amazing opportunity right now. The infrastructure is there right now, a vibrant downtown. They have amazing schools, including community colleges right now in Gainesville. So it's just a prime location. There are hotels in Gainesville, a lot of eateries, a lot of restaurants in Gainesville right now. It's just a harvest of opportunity right now. Now for the property itself right now, we're excited. We have over 140 acres of land available, and we subdivide each of those to minimum of 12 acres. It can range from 12 to 15 acres. Now the question you asked me is that why do we sell a minimum of 12 acres? In the state of Texas, it is important to make sure you have minimum of 10 acres so that you can qualify for an amazing initiative called the Agric Exemption. What does that mean? Agric Exemption simply means you pay less tax. That's all it means, really. It makes you pay less tax, as low as 90% lower than your regular tax rate. So hypothetically, your tax is $1,000 a year. You're paying $100 for the year. It's amazing. Then for all our investment, we also help you to lease it out to farmers to maintain it for you, so you don't have to worry about maintenance. We take care of all that for you. We take care of helping you to sort out the ag exemption for the first year and make your life easy. The financing option is there. We have a financing team, multiple banks that work with our team. They specialize in land investment. We have title companies that do a lot of due diligence. We have our surveyors that are the best in the world. They come in to make sure that all the survey part is properly done also, and ultimately give you peace of mind and just have fun doing it. Reach us on 214-649-8495. Again, 214-649-8495. Text us on WhatsApp. You can also reach us at info@landzille.com. Again, info@landzille.com. I look forward to having you on board as partners. Let's build legacy one person at a time. And how would that impact you in your house? What's the likelihood? Is it likely that would ever happen? What do you guys think? Your Alexa, I don't know, some of you may not use or know anything about Alexa. Alexa was I think one of the first AI, that all of us were not even thinking about then. But they used a lot of artificial intelligence. It can easily master your voice and give you information in real time. Amazing, amazing over time. Now it's all this AI large language model. It's really been pushed to the back a little bit, but I think that was the first real big AI model out there that people were using. Okay, somebody said definitely I very likely compromising our security could be critical. Thank you, Abayomi. Bakari said
highly likely, highly likely. I don't want one. I like that. Queen is awesome. I like what Queen said. Queen said, I don't want Queen Farah. I don't want one. So easy. That's an easy one. That's a win. Because the honest truth is that sometimes you can totally eliminate the risk because you don't even have it, right? So that's a good way to. I think you're a Queen. I want to know you. You're just awesome. He said, hey, I don't even have it. I don't need it. Okay, I like it. Okay, Maurice said very likely. Akoto very likely. Okay, we can agree on that. Okay, what about the controls? What can I do potentially to prevent anything that is malicious to my Alexa? Let me ask you, let's just straight out there. What do you think we can do to prevent it? Even if we don't totally eliminate the risk, but what can we do to prevent it to an extent in general? What can we do? I don't know. Tell me, what do you think we can do? Yes, we cannot totally eliminate the risk, but what can we do in general? I like that. Somebody said use strong password, anti-malware. Oh, you guys are going so complicated on us. I love it. Security, network segmentation, antiviruses, use a private firewall, enhance our two-factor authentication, um, avoid it. Okay, let's see that one. Avoid its use by disabling it. Okay. If we disable it, we're not going to use it again for that period, right? I think so. Turn off the network. Yeah, that's a potential. So technically, you're not going to be using it at that point again. Okay. Update the firmware. That's good. I like that. Always change your password like every, 90 days or whatever your policy is. Use private antivirus. Okay, these are good points. Okay, I like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't overthink it. What you're saying right now, believe it or not, in a bit, you start realizing, wait a minute, it's the same thing you're going to do at the enterprise in a big environment also. It's the same level of due diligence we are still going to do. You'll see it in a bit. All right. So question for you all. You might have heard of the word residual risk. Can we do me a favor? If you don't mind, I'm going to make you type two things. Can we type the word inherent risk? Okay. Inherent risk. Then also type residual risk. All right. All right, let's keep it simple. Inherent risk is the risk that is always there, that existed there, right? Before we implemented any control. It's just the risk there. It's an inherent risk, is there. All right, we've not applied any control, the risk is there. Residual risk is when you apply your control, what level of risk still remains? Most time there will still be, no matter how minimal it is, there will be some little residual risk left. Okay, so you might say those words every now and then: residual risk, inherent risk. So most environment would, if you go to your risk management documentation in your company today, they would have their inherent risk and they would have a residual risk. The way they calculate it for every organization is different. We would use a little formula today. It doesn't have to be that way for every company, but you have an idea of what it looks like. Okay, let's quickly go to the next one, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. I like this. This is really cool. You cannot protect what you don't know you have. In every organization, and for those of us that are part of our program coming up on Saturday too, for most of you, you will notice we'll cover a topic called asset management. What that simply means is that if you want to protect your home, the first step is always, what assets do you have? Imagine, God forbid, your home is burgled today, and the cops come in, you call them and say, my home is burgled. You know what? What do you think they are going to ask you first? Let me see. Go ahead and type. If God forbid, not you, a friend's home or an enemy's home, whatever you want to call it, their home is burgled, and what do you think the cop is going to ask them first? If the police come in there, what's the first question they'll ask them? I like that. Okay, somebody said CC camera. Before they even ask for CC camera, right? They want to see your credibility. They will ask you what was stolen. Imagine you telling the police, you know what? I have no idea. I just have this nudge that something was stolen. That's going to be awkward, really. The cop is going to just say, sir, be patient, relax, calm, take a chill pill. When your mind is settled, maybe you're stressed now, come back and write what you think was stolen. You can't just come and tell me, hey, I don't know what was stolen, but I'm calling you. So the first step in any environment, every one of us, please, if you don't mind, can we all type asset management? Asset management. Can we all type that real quick? Asset management. This is so important. Believe it or not, every organization in the world, all the biggest guys in the world, they have to have a way they monitor and track their assets. Now, let me embarrass you a little bit for some of us. I challenge you today. Go to your service provider app. You'll be shocked how many devices are connected to your home network today. Check it. Your baby monitor, your smart TV, your laptop, your router. You might realize you have about 30-something device connected to your home network. Some of those phones you've abandoned that you kept somewhere, or your kid's iPad, you will notice they are still connected to the network. I tried it once and it was kind of embarrassing, really. When you realize, oh my God, you have all these devices connected to your home network and you're not even aware of it, right? So you'll be surprised. Now, the question is that for all of us, we have to understand what are the devices connected to your home network? Very important. The same thing applies to a hospital system. If I'm in a hospital system, they have EMR servers, nurse tablets, their Wi-Fi network. What is the value of making sure we protect the asset in the hospital system? All of us can agree, patient record, PHR, prescription information. By law, they should be in compliance also because of HIPAA. So you have no choice, pretty much. For your home network, what could be the value of protecting your asset? Family memories, pictures, your banking application, the credentials, your own privacy not being violated. Sensitive information for your health information could be in your home also. All of those are equally very important. So the home network and a hospital network, both of them are equally very important. So let's go to the other one. A burglar and the unlocked door. The common question people will ask is, what's the threat? External bad thing that could happen. That's a threat. The vulnerability would be the internal weakness that allows it to happen. A burglar that comes to your house, potentially it's a threat. Your unlocked door is the vulnerability. Or I hope you have a door in your home. Somebody will tell me, okay, you know what, I don't have a door, but guess what? I have a Kanga or a Rottweiler. Okay, maybe you have a case, you don't need a dog or a door, because that animal can chew a human alive if they trespass, right? That's a different conversation. But generically speaking, you have to understand the vulnerabilities you have. What is the threats? And believe it or not, thankfully, there are a lot of ways we can really analyze this in real time. Now, let's talk about the home network. What is the asset we have? We've talked about the asset. Let's say Wi-Fi network. A neighbor can hack your connection. That's a threat. What is the vulnerability there? If you have a weak password, maybe you use your default password. That is a vulnerability. For enterprise, for hospital system, electronic medical record is your asset, for example. A vulnerability is an unpatched operating system. Remember again, for most of us, sometimes for some of us that use Samsung or iOS, they push upgrade to us all the time so they can apply patches. You can imagine if we don't install those patches and updates, the implication is very grave, because that means easily your devices could be, if it's a serious vulnerability, your devices could be hacked and your devices could be compromised big time. So sometimes don't take it for granted when you have to push those upgrade. Most of these guys now force you after certain times. It's not optional. They will force your device to automatically, download those updates. So I think that's a good practice out there. Another big one, ladies and gentlemen, not all risks are equal. I think we can agree on that, right? And you'll find out today in a bit. So some risks are not as big as others, right? And in the world of risk assessment, you will hear the word likelihood and impact in general. What is the likelihood of something happening? What is the impact on the business? Today, we would play around those a lot. Another thing that is also big is the high cost of doing nothing. Sometimes you have to make that business case and say, okay, let's say I'm deploying electronic medical record with a hospital system. There's zero defenses. I've not done my due diligence. I'm just going ahead to deploy it. All right. Yes, I can get away with deploying it. However, there are consequences. I can just say, well, I deploy, no big deal. No, okay, deploy. But what about the potential consequences of not putting appropriate security controls? Number one, which is unavoidable, you could have HIPAA regulatory violation and extreme fines to your organization. That's a big deal. Number two, this part is very scary, really, most of the time in healthcare, patient safety compromised, wrong prescription, delayed care, and that is a recipe for disaster, enormous lawsuit. Then reputational destruction. Immediately your reputation is damaged because now people brand you as a hospital system that doesn't care about the well-being and the privacy of your patient. So it's a big deal, in general. There are three walls of defense. If you don't mind, everybody, this is so cool. I need you to make sure you know these three layers of defense in general. Layer number one, let's keep it fun. Technical, the big talk. And those technical will be things we all know. Firewall, encryption, firmware. Don't overthink it, no big deal. Those are the technical big language. We all know we need encryption, we need firewall. All right, we know we need multi-factor authentication, the big talk. Administrative. The administrative, we are talking about what are the things we can do in general from an angle of building policies and procedures, building change management policies, building plans like incident response plan, meaning if there's an incident, do we have a plan to mitigate the incident and to respond appropriately? Therefore, your vendor, remember again, gone are the days. Let me ask you, if I outsource my customer record to a vendor and my customer record is compromised, who is liable? I outsource it to someone to do it for me. They are keeping my customer record, but I'm not the one holding it, so it's not my fault, right? But who is liable ultimately? Absolutely, we are liable because nobody cares. They don't care. You're ultimately liable for if there's a breach in your customer record. So that's why third party or vendor risk management is equally a big one for us. It's not enough that, oh, we have vendors doing stuff. We have to understand what our vendors are doing with my customer's record because ultimately we're in charge of it. Then the final one is the human angle to it. In our own network, for example, we'll say the human element, we teach the kids how to have safe browsing habits, for example, right? In the hospital system, I'm going to talk about training and awareness, role-based education. So now we're talking about education of the people in different departments. In the home, I'm teaching my kids best practice on browsing. The same thing. The only difference, as I mentioned, is one has more people, more devices, but it's the same thing, honestly, really. That's the way I look at it. And for those of my folks that are in the field like me, I mean, we would agree that most of the things we do at home is a microcosm of the larger environment in most organizations today. Is similar, especially because I don't know you guys, after COVID especially, we have a lot of things around BYOD, remote work from home. So now people are very picky on bring your own devices. The ecosystem has trained us now that all of us, your devices, the security and the safety is the same thing we apply in your home network that we do at the enterprise, big organization most of the time. So, okay. So the reality of safe enough, is total security a myth or reality? After all our controls are applied, we have the residual risk, right? But the question is, we need to know at the end of the day that end to end, we are constantly thinking of the safety of our enterprise or home consistently. So there's no total, except you totally eliminate the risk. In the case of, Alexa, we mentioned, somebody can say, well, you know what, scratch it. I don't want Alexa. Boom, eliminate the risk. I'm not worried about Alexa. Okay, fine, that's fair. But if you are bringing Alexa or a device that is voice activated in your organization, we have to apply those constant risk management process, do a risk assessment around it. And ladies and gentlemen, some of these things, honest truth, they are things we think about all the time already. It's a no-brainer. We are thinking of strong password. If there's a new firmware, I'm going to automatically quickly update it on my device. Encryption, I hope the company is using the best encryption out there. If they are not, I hope I have a system to alert me to know the encryption is not strong. Then residual risk. In hospital, we accept low risk. We don't accept risk that endanger patient life. I like this angle. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. The residual risk is the risk that is left after implementing my control. We can be fine with a low risk, but what we can never be fine with, especially within patient care, hospital system, is subject safety or your patient safety in general. Safety is always the big thing. For those of us that are in enterprise IT, regular IT, we might be worried about confidentiality, integrity, availability. For those of us that are in operation technology, for example, people that do nuclear, chemical, transportation, utilities, our biggest headache is always safety also, because you're thinking about the safety of the people. Because if you are using a chemical research center and there is a device that can be taken over or centrifuged and a malicious attack happens, it can affect life. People can lose their life because of that. So because of that, safety is always the big one for us too. So hospital system and operation technology, safety is always a big one out there for us, okay? All right, let's see some key templates. Everybody, this is a big one out there. And you guys are going to play with a template like this today, okay? You'll see this template, it has the asset, the threat, the vulnerability, the likelihood of this thing happening, the impact, the control, the residual risk, the owner, the next action. This is very simple template. Today, you would play with a similar template. And one thing I would tell everybody is this. Please, if you've not logged on to the system, let me show you something real quick, everybody. If you don't mind, let me quickly run this with you. If you've not done this, please make sure you register go to the Academy.Skillweed website, and please go and make sure you log on to the portal. Everything I'm talking about here, a lot of tons of resources are there. Everything is there, okay? So everything is there. So just, you'll notice here, if you go to the document here, the presentation I have is also there. You'll see it in a bit. It will pop up. This is the presentation there. You can download it there. It's already there. We also have a video.
Ever wonder how a hospital protects its data? Turns out it's the
it will take you probably 1 hour to be done with everything. It's really cool. I mean, you will learn so much within a short time. We have a podcast version you can also use there. Then a quiz, I'll recommend you play around and just have fun with it. And we also have a Kahoot version just to kind of gamify it and make it fun challenge. Then even more importantly, if you go towards the end, you can download this material here. It's a very good pie chart. So this is the one I'm going to show you all right now. And feel free to download it. And I'll also share it in the WhatsApp group so you can have access to it. But let me show you what this document is about in a bit. This is the meat of it. Then I'll make us run a report after it also. And but this is a very good material. Let me quickly download this. If you have access to the document, you can download this also. I'm doing the same thing. I would also share it in the WhatsApp group for the internship. We have a group for the internship. If you are there, you will see me download it and share with you. But let's quickly play with this. You'll see what this is all about. Okay, let's go.
Hi there, join our exclusive WhatsApp community to learn more about cyber GRC.
This is the best tax shelter in Texas, and it's not made of paper. When you hold up to 11 acres in Roxton, you ain't just buying an asset, you're buying a fortress. At this size, you lock in the Texas Agric exemption. While the median home price in Fannin County jumped 16% last year, your holding costs stay low. while the industrial boom in Sherman does the heavy lifting for your value. This is the hole in the donut. It's the last undervalued entry point before the regional identity shifts completely. I don't know if you're following the news. Bonham is exploding right now with approval of multi-thousand acres of properties and homes at the moment in Bonham, Texas. So it's really a strategic location to be right now. From rural agriculture to high-end lake resort, you're buying the ground floor of a new economy. True love for your future is measured in foresight. Own more than 11 acres of the North Texas future today. Hi family, I'm excited. We are back here again, folks. This is Leonard, Texas, and this is one of the most transformational land we've seen in a while. The exciting thing also, folks, is the fact that we're just less than 30 miles away from Sherman, the amazing Sherman with Texas Instruments right now with the infrastructure, over $50 billion investment. We are just a few miles to Bonham, Texas, 5 miles apart to Bonham, Texas also. And guess what? Also up north, we are just 22 miles to Anna, Texas in Collin County. This is insane. And not just that, we are 35 miles to McKinney Airport, the new airport infrastructure right now. So we are very close to so many strategic locations right here. So this is a very prime area in Leonard, Texas. And guess what? About 4.5 miles away also, there are new developments and subdivisions being built around Leonard, Texas. The downtown is vibrant right now. We also have Highway 121, which is just about 7 miles from us here. Highway 11 is about 4 miles from us here, and Highway 78 is just 1.5 miles. This is amazing, really, for us. The road infrastructure is just spot on. Very strategic location right now. And the city leadership is very proactive. So this is a great investment opportunity for our community. And we can't wait to see what's going to happen in a few years from now. You know, our projection, looking at what we're seeing right now, is in the next 3 to 5 years, this is going to be a different monster entirely. So there's so much going on around here. So we want you to be part of these exciting times, and we can't wait to see you there. Let's make this magical.